When we talk about alcohol and aging, many folks just shrug it off and say, I don't drink that much. But here's the thing. Even small amounts of certain drinks can have a very different effect on your body after 60. As we age, how we process alcohol changes, and what felt harmless at 40 might quietly cause trouble now. I've seen this up close with my own clients, and today I want to gently walk you through what to watch out for and what you can enjoy instead. Let's start with something sweet but sneaky. One of the biggest surprises for older adults is how sweet liqueurs can affect their health. These drinks may seem harmless, just a little glass after dinner, but they're loaded with sugar and hidden calories. For someone over 60, that sugar-alcohol combo can mess with your blood. Sugar levels cause weight gain and even increase your risk for type 2 diabetes. It's not just about the drink. It's about how your body handles it now, which is very different than it used to be. A few years ago, I was working with a gentleman named Richard from Ohio, 68, retired teacher, kind eyes and a big sweet tooth. He told me he loved having a small glass of Irish cream in the evenings, said it helped him relax and sleep better. But when we looked at his blood work, his glucose levels were edging up, and his doctor was getting concerned. Richard didn't even realize how much sugar was in that one little glass. It's like dessert, I said, but with alcohol. He laughed. But then he got serious. We talked about habits, and he decided to make a change. One of the simplest swaps I often recommend is making a warm drink that feels like a treat, but supports your body instead of stressing it. Try warming up some unsweetened almond milk, add a pinch of cinnamon or nutmeg, and maybe a splash of vanilla. It's soothing, comforting, and has zero alcohol or added sugar. Your evening ritual can still be enjoyable, just a little more gentle on your system. Think of it like switching from running to walking. You're still moving, still in the moment, but now you're doing it in a way that truly supports you. The next one might surprise you. A lot of older adults believe that having one glass of red wine every night is actually good for the heart. And while that may have been the common advice years ago, things have shifted, especially for people over 60. Even small amounts of alcohol, when consumed daily, can interfere with your sleep, raise your blood pressure, and increase your risk of cognitive decline. It's not that red wine is bad, it's that your body's ability to process it changes with age, and the effects add up quietly over time. I remember a woman I worked with named Mary, 73 years old, retired librarian. From Oregon, sharp mind and a love for crossword puzzles. She told me she had a glass of Merlot every evening at 8 p.m. Her little reward, she called it. But she started noticing that she was waking up more during the night, feeling groggy in the morning, and even forgetting little things here and there. We sat down and talked it through. When she stopped the nightly wine for a couple of weeks, her sleep improved, and she said her head felt clearer, like a fog lifted. That's when she knew it wasn't helping anymore. One of the easiest and most heart-friendly swaps I recommend is hibiscus tea. It has a bold, tart flavor that can remind you of wine, but without the alcohol or sugar. Even better, studies show it can help lower blood pressure naturally. Try it warm in the evening or chilled with a slice of lemon. It feels special without the side effects. Sometimes letting go of an old habit isn't about losing something. It's about gaining something better. You deserve nights of deep rest, clear mornings, and the energy to keep doing the things you love. This one's for those who enjoy a cold one. Beer might seem like a lighter choice when it comes to alcohol, but for older adults, it's more than just empty calories. Many don't realize that beer contains phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic estrogen, and as we age, our hormonal balance becomes more delicate. For men, it can lead to weight gain around the belly and lower energy levels. And for women, it might throw off their natural balance and contribute to inflammation or joint pain. I once worked with a man named Thomas, 65, retired construction worker from Kansas City. He was active, took long walks every day, and couldn't figure out why his weight wouldn't budge. "I'm doing everything right," he said. We looked at his food, his movement, and then I asked about drinks. Turned out he had 2 cans of beer every evening, part of his wind-down routine. We did the math. It added up to over 1,500 extra calories a week. And it wasn't just about the weight. He also started noticing more stiffness in his knees and slower mornings. When he switched to a non-alcoholic version with fewer carbs, he said he felt lighter, like my body stopped fighting me. One of the most realistic changes I suggest is to explore the new wave of alcohol-free beers. There are plenty now with full flavor, but without the alcohol and with half the calories. Look for versions labeled low sugar or low carb. They're out there and they're getting better every year. You don't have to give up the little rituals you enjoy. Just make them work for the version of you you're living in today. Your body's still on your team. Give it what it needs to keep playing strong. Let's talk about something that seems safe. Many people think vodka is one of the cleanest drinks. No sugar, no additives, goes down smooth. But the truth is, for older adults, spirits like vodka hit harder than they used to. After 60, your body has less water content and a slower metabolism, which means alcohol stays in your system longer and affects you faster. Even a small amount can leave you feeling dehydrated, dizzy or foggy the next day, and that can lead to accidents or confusion that feels out of nowhere. A client of mine, Betty, 70 years old from Tampa, Florida, had always been careful with her health. She didn't drink often, but at family holidays she'd enjoy a small glass of vodka with her dinner. It seemed harmless, but one Thanksgiving she felt lightheaded getting up from the table and actually tripped over a rug. She brushed it off, but when we talked later, I asked if she had eaten before drinking, and she hadn't. And because her body processed the alcohol more slowly, it hit her harder than she expected. That fall was a wake-up call, not just physically but emotionally too. What often helps is replacing that shot or mixed drink with something that still feels special. I like to recommend a glass of chilled sparkling water with a few fresh mint leaves, a slice of lime, and a tiny bit of grated ginger. It's refreshing, it supports digestion, and it gives you the ritual without the risk. You've earned your peace, your clarity, and your confidence. You don't need to settle for anything that might take those away, even in small sips. Now let's look at those colorful cocktails. Cocktails might seem festive and fun, and they are. But for folks over 60, they often pack a hidden punch. Not only are they loaded with sugar, syrups, and artificial flavorings, but they usually combine multiple types of alcohol, which puts extra strain on your liver and pancreas. For older adults, this can lead to digestive issues, unstable blood sugar, and that heavy, sluggish feeling the next day that's hard to shake off. I remember Henry, 74, from New Mexico, former jazz musician, still sharp as a tack, always, had a story to tell. He loved going out with friends once a month for dinner and would always order a margarita. Just one, he'd say. But after those nights, he felt wiped out the next day, dry mouth, upset stomach, and a little shaky. At first, he thought it was just part of aging. But once we broke down what was in that one drink, tequila, triple sec, sweet and sour mix, he realized it wasn't just one drink, it was a sugar bomb with a kick. We looked for ways to keep the ritual, but change the recipe. One of the simplest alternatives I like is a homemade mocktail with unsweetened tonic water, a splash of cranberry or pomegranate juice, and a frozen berry or two. It looks beautiful in a glass, feels like a celebration, and won't throw your body off balance. You deserve to celebrate, to enjoy, and to feel good afterward too. Life still offers plenty of sparkle. It just comes in gentler forms now. And finally, let's talk about timing. Drinking alcohol on an empty stomach might seem harmless, especially if it's just one glass before dinner. But for older adults, this habit can be surprisingly risky. As we age, our bodies process alcohol more slowly, and without food to help absorb it, the alcohol hits the bloodstream faster. This can lead to sudden drops in blood sugar, low blood pressure, dizziness, and in some cases, dangerous falls, all from what felt like a small, harmless sip. I once spoke with Dolores, 76, from Charleston. Warm smile, always hosted the holidays for her big family. She told me about her birthday brunch, where she sipped half a glass of champagne before the meal was served. Not long after, she stood up to get something from the kitchen and the room spun. She lost her balance and fell against a chair. Luckily, she wasn't badly hurt, but it scared her. "I didn't even feel drunk," she said. And that's exactly the point. For someone in their 70s, the effect can be fast and subtle. What I often recommend is very simple. Always have a small snack before drinking anything alcoholic. Something like a handful of almonds, a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, or a bit of Greek yogurt can help stabilize your system and protect you from that sudden drop. Even the tiniest change, like a few bites before a toast, can make a big difference. Think of it as giving your body a soft landing instead of a free fall. You've come this far. Every step forward deserves to be safe and steady. If something in today's video made you stop and think, I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and tap the little bell so you don't miss the next one. Most importantly, remember this: you're not alone in this journey. You are wiser than you think, stronger than you feel, and every small choice you make can lead to a brighter, steadier tomorrow.